Hey, Shalom. First thing and foremost, so many of our praises and glory and honor that's due to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem, Rakakwadash. Double honors unto the apostles and the elders of Great Millstone. Peace and blessed salutations to the hopeful elect, noise in the gospel abroad. Living up the standard of Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai, wherever they may be. It's the priest, Mahaloya. Coming back with another lesson, Lord's will to be edifying. Once again, getting into feminism. This has been on my spirit actually for the last week or so, because I've been noticing that brothers have been getting down heavily on society's women, or the Western women, which is, they're completely out of order. They've totally going backwards into their own conceits, and they're not realizing that they're heading straight to the cliff. Okay. In retrospect, you have men like us that's set up to try to wake our people up and to teach them righteousness, but only so many will get it and decide. But the rest of them, they're just a lost cause. But nonetheless, man, the spirit is being heavy on the women, because you have a lot of women in Israel and the truth, so to speak. All right, because I say no woman is truly in the truth if she doesn't accept the whole doctrine of gospel. But mainly women, man, in the truth, they carry that feminist nature, that Western ideology mindset into the truth, which is not supposed to be. Okay, you can't read Eastern literature from a westernized perspective, because if you do so, you will be confused and you will become complacent, and ultimately you will start to rebel due to you being offended as what's written. And that's the reason why most people fall out of the truth, is because they are offended. Okay, like the Lord said, offenses must come, but woe to them who gave the offense, roughly paraphrasing it. But offenses must come. And also the scriptures say, blessed is he who is not offended in me. All right, so it's a lot of offensive things in this truth that will get under the skin of Western culture, because, like I said, the Bible clearly tells you that women are supposed to be in subjection to men all around. No cap, man. Women are supposed to be in complete subjection to men and to men's wants and needs. All right, but in the West, they teach you that women are to be catered to. A good man catered to his wife. Oh, your mother raised you right because you opened the door for a woman. No. Okay, we've been broken as a nation. All right, and most men that had children with women, 9 times, I'm just keep it straightforward, I'll give you 8 times out of 10. Okay, I can't say 9 times. All right, but I'm gonna give 20% of you the benefit of the doubt. But 8 out of 10 times, the reason why the child or the mother is a single parent is because she pushed the man away. Okay, and I know that from experience. Okay, I have a father. My brother has a father. My sister has a father. Okay, we're fathered by 3 different men. Totally confusion. But I saw the way how my mother pushed certain men away in her life, even my father, and it was crazy. I remember one time my father came over, and he was coming to pick me up, and he wanted to introduce me to his fiance, his new wife. And my mother bugged the fuck out. I'm like, what are you tripping for? You ain't with this guy no more. What's wrong? And you know what? I was 13 years old. I haven't seen my father in 5 years after that. Last time I seen him after that, he was dead. That was 5 years. I haven't seen or talked to him. My sister was the one that saw him and got me in contact with him. I spoke with him, and we was building our relationship again, because she pushed the man out of my life, And last time I got to see him, I saw him in the fucking casket. Okay, so I got firsthand on how women deliberately pushed the fathers out of the child's life, man, based on their emotions, based on their feelings, based on what they feel is supposed to be right in their mindset. But see, this is the reason why women are supposed to be in subjection to men, because when men are running society, okay, we're able to ultimately interject the proper emotion on people. Okay, when you run in the household and your women and your children are under your vibration, the woman 9 times out of 10, she thinks like you. Okay, she comes up with the same mindset as you, because now she is seeing it from your perspective, what works and what don't work. But when she's left to her own ruin, she has her own career, her own job, her own vehicles, her own house, her own children, that's fathered from other men, then 9 times out of 10 is going to be a battle of the sexes, because of her mindset. I've gotten this without a man. And reality of it is Esau gave it to you because you pushed the man away. So I know firsthand on how this shit works. Okay. But anyway, it says how feminism is causing the destruction of Western society. Okay. And the Western, this society is straight folly, man. Ain't no real men no more. And they going to tell you right in this article that men relinquish their worldly domination by allowing women to vote. Okay. And this is a pretty long article. It's not that long, but it's long enough. But I can actually get through it without boring you, Jake. I know Jake has a very attention span. But see, when you get on the topic of the women, Jake tuned in because they know. Okay. Jake tuned in because let's just say most men are offended at women in this day. Okay. They're offended. And they have every right to be because we have been misplaced. We have been displaced in society, what we built up. Men built up society through wars, conquering, patriarch, a patriarchal family structure, building businesses, building infrastructures. And women oftentimes reap the fruits of those rewards. Okay? But it says here, like many other impressionable young men, I cheered and supported the gender equality movement. Okay? It says that's what I was taught. Exactly. You know why he said that? Because he was from a broken home. Obviously, because we were all taught, like my mother said, I was a kid. And my mother's like, you don't never put your hands on a woman. You don't never call a woman a bitch. All this bullshit I didn't heard my whole fucking life. And back in my mind, I'm like, whatever. But then, after a while, I really believed that because I was so broken in my mind because it's just like she put her emotions on me. So basically, what she felt was done to her, she wanted to project that emotion to me to not put it on another woman. Because I had this chick, I was 17 years old. I remember I was dealing with my chick at the time. And me and my mother, we didn't never have a good relationship because, like I said, I'm dominant. I don't like being under women. That shit, it's a irking to my spirit. I come in the house is all dark and depressed. I used to despise that. I used to just literally stay outside and do other fuck shit just not to be in the house. Because I couldn't deal with that, man. Israelite man is not built for that shit. You know what I'm saying? I'm not learning martial arts, doing shit, busting, doing just delinquent stuff, shit I shouldn't been doing, but still, that's what happens. But I was dealing with my chick at the time. I was 18 years old. And I was dealing, matter of fact, I had two chicks. Matter of fact, I was dealing with one of them. And she told me, she said, for you to really not, how can I say it without saying, she said, for you to have a rocky relationship with your mother, you're fairly good with women. I said, yeah, because I'm like, the shit that she do to me, I don't want anybody else to feel that, and I said it straightforward. But back in my mind, that's kind of when I started getting real cold. I'm like, man, I don't give a fuck about these women, man. I'm like, my own mother hates me. How much more of these women I don't know? Okay, that's just like a little story. Ain't nothing personal. Jake goes through it. But after a while, I realized that emotion she put on me made me docile and made me weak as a upcoming man. So I said, nah, this ain't like that. Nah, I can't be like that. And when I started seeing things for what it was, that's when I lost my respect for them, And there's no offense to the ones that's trying to do good, okay? Because I don't have respect for men either, but I have a respect for men, but I don't have respect for certain men. I respect you out of cordial, out being cordial with you, but I don't really respect Jake for what they are today. Look at them, they all destroyed. I don't care, I can care less about them, honestly, the ones that ain't trying to do right. But long story short, that's what happens when you grow up in an environment like that. Okay, what happened? You all confused. You're taught to put the woman first, and then when they see how good you are, then they're like, "Yo, mama raised you right." Your mama ain't raised you right. She raised you to be fucked up, man. Because she put those petty attachments on you to the point you all confused. You getting railroaded. Women are ruling over you, and you think that shit is normal. You think that a woman's supposed to run a household and supposed to have a higher paying job than you. She's supposed to be able to do what she want to do with no consequences and repercussions. That's not how the scriptures say, So, I started noticing that at a young age too. And when I got into the truth, it really confirmed it. So I'm like, wow, it's a heavy testimony, But it says, but the more life experience I gained, the more I began to suspect that there were meaningful differences between sexes. It says, I began to question the dogma of gender equality, right? Because there's no equality in gender, man. Okay, just like cats and dogs each have they both benefits and agility, but overall a dog is more stronger than a cat. Well, a real dog. I'm not talking about you Shih Tzus and you Chihuahua. Them ain't real dogs. Those things are fucking created. You know what I'm saying? But overall, there's no equality in it, man. Because I mean, the smallest man could knock out the toughest woman. If he really focused his strength. You know what I'm saying? And I was like, when you go to the store, you see these butches. They stud it out. They think they men, but one drop, you can drop. I mean, like one chin shot or drop ass, man. And that's just what it is. So I don't understand the fuck up, but it's totally messed up here. It's backwards. You got women walking around like they're men. Like I've seen my sister is proud and tough. She's supposed to be as much of a career-oriented woman that she is. And by the way, she's not married and she has no kids. See, by a point, what a career do to you. Okay, no woman, no kids, no husband. Now she may got a boyfriend, but she don't know how to. She can't. I mean, she don't know how to commit to a particular person because she's so caught up in her fucking career. Big mistake. But anyway, I remember she called me over to the house one day. I'm like, the fuck you calling my blowing? I said it just like this. I said, the fuck you blowing up my goddamn phone for? What the hell you keep calling me for? She pointed at the wall. It was a fucking grasshopper. I said, are you serious? I walked out. I'm like, man, she screaming. I'm like, you got 50 pounds on me. The fuck? You should be protecting me. You know what I'm saying? But that's the mindset. Women are little kids, man. They have to be guided and led. But anyway, it says, I began to question the dogma of gender equality. It says, my curiosity led me to read widely across topics in history, evolutionary psychology, biology, and political science, which actually men and women, they both major in political science at an even rate, because he got a graph chart on what women do as far as their careers are saying. And it's mainly customer service and comfort and office-based positions because they are put in a position to serve. Like sometimes, man, like when you go to these certain websites, like you go to these real estate websites and you see these women, but you see these Edomite men sitting at the top of the pyramid. These women belong to other men, but guess what? Mainly among the black women, she may work in a place like that, but guess what? That CEO of that company, she would never buck up to him. She's going to take his orders and she's going to answer his calls. Okay, but let her go home to her man. She don't show him that same respect. You see, and that should vex you, brother spirit, man. And that's why you can't fully invest in this fucking society, man. You can't invest fully in Babylon because you just fooling yourself. Why would you put $1 million in a bank? Why would you put your $1 million on a team that you know is possibly going to lose the game? That's just stupid. You're throwing away money at that point. You know what I'm saying? So that's why the scriptures say, depart from her. We're not supposed to invest everything that the society has to offer, careers and all that stuff. Because I mean, ultimately it's a lose-lose situation, and you got to be in the spirit to understand that. And anybody that don't understand that is because, hey, they're self-centered and they're narcissistic. Okay. And the spirit of the Lord is not dealing with them. All right. I'm going to get to the precepts in a minute. Salaki, I've been talking. I just got a lot to say on this topic, because this is an ongoing thing among our nation. But it says in political science, but it says what I learned profoundly altered my worldview. Okay, it says the return of men is a compilation of my findings and my contribution, our efforts to red pill the public. The red pill means basically the awakening. Okay, like in the Matrix, you had the blue pill, the red pill. All right. But anyway, it says history has been largely a story on men traveling around the world looking to conquer other groups of men. Right. From the Romans to the Greeks, the Babylonians, the Assyrians, the Egyptians, man. OK, the modern day Romans, which is America. World War II, America establishes dominance in the planet Earth, man, and setting up the central dollar or the U.S. dollar as the reserve currency, through democracy and capitalism. That's how America gained the foothold in the world infrastructure, man, But it says the Romans conquered Europe and the Mongols conquered Central Asia and the British conquered India and so forth. Men constantly fought each other in the most wretched conditions, right? Because the scriptures say that the battle is with confused noise, but this should be fought with flames of fire. It's going to be men out, man. It was men out there on the battlefield throwing the trenches, man. Out there in the trenches, losing limbs. Look at the army of army of Gideon, okay? Look at the army of 300. What's his name? My man, the 300 movie, my man, he's a Jake. Leonidas, man. Okay, going against the Persian army. Look at that. Look at King David's mighty men. And read that just to name a few battles in the ancient world. You know, the battle from Gibraltar. You know, the Mexican-American War. Those are men out there getting down on the battlefield. Like when we used to have our little gang fights and shit, you know what I'm saying? We'll go out there. So there wasn't no women out there fighting with us. It was us out there throwing hands. You know what I'm saying? Coming home, busted open and shit. Possibly killed in war. Women wasn't doing that. They was at home in their comforts. So right there shows you that there's no equality in the sexes there. You know? But it says men constantly fought each other in the most wretched conditions with cruel weapons and primitive medicines. It says the defeat men were either killed or forced to adopt the customs of their new rulers. Like you go into the Moors, man, when they basically conquered like the what was it? Not the Christian Empire. What was it called? The Holy Roman Empire, which was Jake, okay, which I believe became the Byzantine Empire. You had a breakup of Moors. You had Moors that embraced Catholicism. You had Moors that embraced Islam. In certain cases, like the Battle of the Crusades, man, if you wasn't converting over to Islam, they would kill your ass. You know? So that shows you right there how blood-bred men really were. But men in this day and age, man, they simped out. Okay, they'll kill you for the smallest things because they have no reasoning and logic. But yet these men are sulfur than medicating cotton, man. You know, but it says today the world is radically different. It says we protest death penalties for convicted murderers. We hold festivals to celebrate foreign cultures, and we put trigger warnings on Shakespeare just in case someone may be offended. I was watching a movie from the 90s about a month ago, and a fucking disclaimer came up and say, hey, this may contain such and such, such and such. All because you got feminists running the world. So if you say something that deals with gender or race or whatever, they may get offended, and then they try to boycott something. That's because we're living in this weakened ass world. Okay, this world is completely weak. It's off. All right, women run the damn world. That's the reason why everything is all messed up. You can't even look at somebody and say something positive because it's a problem. Like I was at Walmart, I almost slapped the shit off this bitch the other day, man. You know what I'm saying? Because it was a worker there. And this is why I hate about young fucking black bitches, man. You know what I'm saying? I literally wanted to knock her fucking head off our show because I asked the little stupid bitch. I said, because she had a cart. And I guess she was like exchanging the fruit. So sometimes they down market if it's still good. So I asked her a question. I said, excuse me, what are you going to do with that? Because I was thinking about buying this shit. She going to look at me and say, what? Man, bro, I must have dropped. If you brothers seen my face, bro, I must have just paused at her like, did this bitch really just say that to me? And then she saw it in my spirit. And she like immediately kind of turned her head and went the other way. I'm like, that's what the fuck I thought. I said, I just asked this stupid ass a question. She act like she didn't hear me because now it's finna go there. Like, bitch, I will knock you the fuck out. Like, who the fuck are you talking to like that? I just asked you a fucking question. And that's what feminism breeds. It breeds that type of behavior. That's why when you fucking nigga women start getting your goddamn skulls crushed and ripped in half, hey, don't look for the Israelite man to come and save you because we not. I'm not jumping over nobody that want to get to you, man. If you weren't rocking with me from day one, the way that the scriptures say rock, then you could kiss your ass goodbye. Don't fucking call me ask me a fucking thing. You know what I'm saying? And that's just the spirit that most Jakes have. Jake, they're not even, you got a handful of simps left. But majority of these Jakes, man, they ain't helping Eve. Most Jakes like, man, fuck Eve. You know, Eve get beat up at a gas station. Usually niggas that come to our rescue. Jake ain't even dealing with it. Jake like, man, that ain't my woman. And that's how you should be, man, because other men oftentimes get killed again in other men's affairs. All right. But anyway, let me stick to the topic. It says, how does history go from a story of bloody conquest to one of hurt feelings? But the answer is that the actors have changed. That's exactly right. Historically, men ruled the world, but they relinquished power once they granted women the right to vote. And the world has changed because now women rule the world, women and money. And that is absolutely true. I remember this guy I work with, man, he said it. He said, man, what make the world go around is money and pussy. He said it just like that. And then I could believe him because he's the biggest woman worshiper I've met that I know. I'm like, yeah, this guy's a woman worshiper. Every time we come in from a job, he's right in the room with the HR man, or not the HR, with the payroll lady, or, you know, the team labor leader and all that stuff. He's always in there with her. You know, I'm just like, yeah, I see this problem. Because every time we worked together, the only thing he told me was about how much he worshiped fucking women. I'm like, yeah, that's the reason why you are in the predicament you in now. You know, and I come with straight facts. I'm like, bro, I don't worship women. But anyway, that's a prophecy. So we're gonna bring it out. And Salakia once again for going on. But like I said, there's so much information on this topic. Brothers really, you know, they're really feeling the vexation because men are being displaced. And women know that. Women know that they have power to a certain degree, well, false power. Okay, like my man Murphy called it free doom. It ain't freedom, it's free doom. You got the liberty to some degree to destroy yourself because with the power you've been given by this serpent, what have you done productive with it? Okay, what have you done? You haven't built righteous. You've built broken families. You sleep with men after men. After you break up with one man, you go to the next man. You go to him. You jump dick to dick. Your career is at the front of your priority list of tasks. Your career is often more important than your kids. Then it's the kids. And if you meet a nigga that's stupid enough to deal with you, you know what I'm saying? In some cases, or if you meet a man that's actually pretty decent and solid, you put him on a back burner because he's like some type of trophy to your fucking quote unquote success. This is stupid, man. It's dumb as fuck. It don't make any sense. But this is the prophecy. So this is the book of Jeremiah 31:22. It says, how long would thou go about, O thou backsliding daughter? Okay, the Most High saying, how long you backslide, you off. Okay, you supposed to be in subjection to the men of Israel. And I gotta get that. Damn, it's 9:30. I gotta bounce. But anyway, it says, for the Lord have created a new thing in the earth. A woman shall compass a man. Okay, a woman shall compass a man. So when you go into this word woman, it goes into the Hebrew word ayasha. Okay, let me find it real quick. See, they got a different term here, but it's the same thing. Nakaba says female, woman, female child, female animal. Okay. But if we go to this definition here in the book of Genesis, because according to the scriptures, women are supposed to be servants unto their men. Okay, women, that's what it means, female servant. Okay, so if I go from here, Genesis 3:2, and I get the definition here is going to be a different Hebrew word, which is ayasha, which means woman in the Hebrew. Okay, and it goes to woman, wife, female, woman, wife, female. And I did some research on the word woman in an Etymon dictionary. And this is what I came up with. A woman, adult female. Okay, literally woman, alteration of wifeman, or withman. Woman, female servant. Okay, and most women do not embody that role. Okay, they don't embody it. You know, but naturally, that's what they're designed to do. But instead, they take all these feminine traits and they put them into their careers. Okay, they put them into their livelihoods, their hot girl summers. They put it into the things they want to do instead of concentrating on the man. Okay, because it should be every woman's desire to have a husband and to take care of him. Okay, you're set up to comfort, to be a nourisher, to be a nurturer. That's what your nature are. That's what your natures are. You know, that's why you have breasts. That's why you have a body the way you have a body. That's the reason why your voice is the way it is. You're set up to be a comfort, and not to every man you come across. Okay, you're meant to be a comfort to one man your whole life. Okay, and if you've made mistakes, which we all did, but you find a man, that's the man you're supposed to give your all to, man. Okay, and you got to have faith in that man's word. You got to believe the Lord is dealing with him. But see, the problem is most of you don't believe in us as being the men of the Lord. You don't believe in us. So therefore, when we tell you something and we say, well, look, we got to go this way or operate off the faith, you're not going to believe it because it doesn't produce tangible results instantly. Okay, women need to be rectified instantly, man, for them to even believe. Okay, a female servant. I just got a bunch of words and stuff here, but anyway, I'm gonna go back into the article. And now we're going to try to get through it as quickly as possible because I'm actually pressed for time too. All right. But anyway, it says, reading here, women approach the world differently from men And this is because men and women have been subject to different evolutionary pressures over time. Facts. It says, for example, a man's reproductive success is maximized if he is able to father as many children as possible. And that's our goal. That's what husband means. It means to plant. Okay. So you women that say that men aren't supposed to go out there and do shit, you are trying to suppress the nature of what a male is. Okay. If you have a lawnmower that's designed to cut the thickest grass, why the fuck are you trying to bust up concrete with a fucking lawnmower? It don't work. Okay, the lawnmower is meant to mow down grass. Let it do its job. That's it. That's the problem. You people are always trying to stop the men from doing what they're supposed to do. Okay, like a lion. You don't stop a lion from hunting. You don't do that. And this is the reason why you have a lot of broken homes and shit, because men, they can't deal with the pressure. Men, we can't focus with all that pressure on us, man. You know, there's only so much more we can do. But it says if he's able to father as many children as possible, it says this means becoming an alpha male that outcompetes other men for access to women. And it's the reason why celebrity niggas are winning, because in the eyes of the public, they're alpha males, which most of them are not, but they have the money. See, money and shit like Kevin Samuels, what he talks about, that's not a high value man. Money doesn't make a man high value. Okay, money, cars, riches, that doesn't make, those are just extras. That doesn't make you high value, because you can be a bitch made nigga with a lot of money. I know a lot of them. I know a lot of cats with money, but they pussies. They're bitch made, man. You know, but it says here, it says as a result, men have evolved to be significantly more competitive and status driven than women, which today I kind of disagree. Women are very status driven and more competitive. I can really say that. They try to do things men do. As far as MMA, boxing, football, baseball, basketball. When the WNBA came out, that showed it. You know, tennis, you know. But it says this could be seen in how men are much more willing to endure grueling work hours just to climb up the corporate ladder. And it's not easy for bros, man. It's not easy for men. Like a woman could go to a job and she can be there at 10 years. You look at her resume, she's got 5, 6, 7, 10 years on a job because, hey, she's put in a role that she's catered to. You know, she's put on a role that she's not going to really backbite the hand that's feeding her so she can keep a job. Versus men, you may look at their resume, they may have 5 years here, 2 years here, 8 years here, a year here. Because it's not easy for us, man. Okay? It's not easy for men. We don't have it drawn out like that. You know, we don't have no guidance. Nobody is knocking on my door trying to give me a business loan so I can build up the community for Jake. Nobody's doing that shit. They not going to do that. You see what I'm saying? But for women, it's a little different because they get things in the mail. They get offered opportunity. Hey, why don't you go ahead and apply for this so you can do this? They're given the opportunity versus we're not. And that's what people don't see. You got some Jakes that's sitting back in the house like, how the hell am I even going to do it? They don't know. You know, versus a woman could get a corporate job or a blue collar job and be in that position for 10, 15 years and ain't done shit. But in her mindset, oh, well, I've earned this. I'm doing a good job. No, you are basically success. Success. A lot of you are fucking to get to the top. Okay, a lot of you are giving favors. And a lot of you just playing your role perfectly and doing what Whitey say. So you can get those opportunities. Even if you ain't screwing on the job. You know, but you selling out. You bending over backwards. But yet you come home and treat your family like trash. Okay, and that's a big problem. And people, they think we're making this stuff up. Men are getting tired of that shit, man. All right. But it says in contrast, women is limited to the number of children she can have. So she would be more reproductively successful if she were able to keep the children she has alive. Okay, but it says this is easy today, but very difficult for most of history where there was no running water or frequent famine. Like in ancient world, the famine of Assyria, you see what happened when a woman came up to the king of Assyria at that time. She was like, well, look, I need help. Okay, I need help, man. They talking about they're going to eat my child and we're going to eat his child. We have no water, no bread, no nothing. Okay, so you see, in a society when things are falling apart, women are going to be the first one to break down and lose it because they're used to having things given to them. Yeah, they may get stressed at work. Yeah, they may be against a lot of deadlines, but shit, you chose that life. You chose to go to work on your periods and choose to kick the fathers out and deal with certain men that wasn't capable of doing the right thing. You've put yourself in a trick bag, okay? And then again, you got to blame the parents before you because the father was supposed to train up the wife, okay? The wife's supposed to train the daughter. versus her parents supposed to train her. And then you got some grandparents that actually know this stuff, but the kids are so damn rebellious to the point they rebel against it. And then the offspring, the third generation, they follows the same fucking footsteps that the grandmother or the mother followed. You see, they didn't follow the paradigm that the great great grandmother set up. Hey, find you a husband. Okay, he has to work, take care of the house. You take care of him and his kids and make sure he's okay. Don't be out there playing the field like they teach our women to do so. A lot of women didn't take that advice. And like the brother said in the article, he said when you allow women to vote, that relinquish the power. Now you got to deal with all this stupid shit. Okay. So let's go from here to the book of Genesis 3. And I'm going to start at verses 15. Matter of fact, let's start at 16. It says, and I will, unto the woman, he said, I will greatly multiply thy sorrow and thy conception. This is the reason why you have birth pains. It says, in sorrow thou shalt bring forth children, and thy desire should be to thy husband, and he shall rule over thee. Okay. Your desire is solely purpose to please your man, not your boss at work, not your co-workers. Okay. Not your teacher, not your sexual education teacher, not your doctor, not your mother, not your father, your husband. And a lot of you are going to be left behind because you don't seem to follow this doctrine, this curriculum. You know, I've dealt with people on a daily, as far as like, I studied psychology in school and shit, man. Like when I was in high school, I took a psychology class, and psychology means the study of the mind. Psyche is mind. Ecology means the study of. So when you run into people, I've run into a lot of men and women in life, and we've all done it before. Oftentimes we try to not believe in something so we don't be held to the standard. But you can't do that with the scriptures, okay? Because the scriptures say, because men don't believe, does that make the word of the Most High a lie? Fuck no. The scriptures say, let the Most High be true and every man a liar. So if we don't believe in the scriptures or the role, or we don't believe in certain things, that doesn't make it a lie. We just choose not to believe in it because we don't care to follow it. Because in our mindset, it does not benefit the path I'm trying to go, which the only path for you people is straight down, because Esau has no good end for you. Okay, Esau has no red flag, or he has no pot of gold at the end of the rainbow for you people. You're just mere hamsters on a pinwheel that's not getting anywhere. Okay, and once we realize this and understand that we have to come back to the Most High, then we can start seeing the light at the end of the tunnel. But me, I've totally took my faith out this place over 10 years ago, and even then I didn't have it. Okay, but and he said he will rule over thee. Okay, and this is going to be forever. We're going to rule over our woman. We're supposed to rule over the woman. You know, that's our job, to rule over the woman. You got some women that lost husbands and they never remarried. You know, they couldn't see themselves being with another man, and that's perfectly fine. Those women oftentimes became widows, and then they helped the church out. Okay. So going back here, and I'm gonna try to get through this as quick as possible. But anyway, it says anthropologists estimated that in primitive societies, a little more than half of infants reached adulthood. But it says under these circumstances, women who were better at childcare were more reproductively successful, right? Because they're nurturers. But unsurprisingly, studies show that women to be more empathetic and nurturing. That's in their nature. Okay, Solomon went into it about how the breasts of women, you know, the body of women is, she's a helpmeet. She's set up to give you comfort. You know, when you coming home from work, like a brother should never have to go see a chiropractor. His wife should already know how to do that. She should already know how to crack him and adjust him, step on him, you know what I'm saying? Make sure he good after a long day at work. He shouldn't be taking off his shoes himself. He shouldn't be bringing his plate to the fucking sink. He shouldn't be getting it from the kitchen. He shouldn't be doing none of that. You know, he shouldn't be. You got certain men that live like that come in the house and their wife fucking get it, they drink, take the shoes off and give them their slippers. That's what they supposed to do. You know, let me take your jacket, babe. Let me do this and let me do that. But it's all fucked up because she's working and now she's taking on the stresses of the world and she's mad at you. Well, we ain't the one that told y'all to do it, man. Y'all chose that. You know, you chose fucking nice apartments and jobs and fucking Kia Spectrums and Optimas and Wranglers and all the good stuff. Y'all chose all that stuff, man, over y'all men. You know, y'all chosen it. You got to thank Esau. He's taught you that madness. But it says those traits are good mothers, but evolutionary psychologists have discovered that a number of psychological differences between the sexes. He says, my book contains an extensive list of these differences, but some of them are as followed. On average, men are more hierarchical, right? Up in that ladder, meaning that we're more at the top hierarchy, meaning we deal with with status, we deal with government structures, or we dealing with the survival of the fittest, like a hierarchy, the top of the food chain type thing. Well, not the food chain, but we're set at the top of wealth, okay, in importance. Okay, you have your soldiers, you have your fleet, you have your scientists, and then you have your CEO, you have your brainiacs. It's hierarchy, man. Okay, men were often judged or sized up for their skill and their ability to war, and based on your skill set, you will be sent to this particular battlefield or this platoon to match your skill set, so you can be in compliant, where you can be actual benefit to what's happening. Ain't like Esau, he just throw your ass out there and he don't know your strength or weaknesses. Or he throw you where you have weaknesses at, but he expect for you to excel. No, that's a setup for failure. It's the same thing with this structure with men and women. You put women in a position that they're not good at. Period. They're not good at it. It says violent. It says group-oriented, violent, conflict, and respectful of rules. These are characteristics that reflect men's traditional role of looking out for the community, right? Instinct. It says throughout the history has always been men who stand together on the battlefield for the sake of the people. What war that a woman fought on the battlefield with men in the ancient world? And if you look at the wars today, most women, they don't get deployed. They go up there, they be engineers, they be nurses, and a lot of them, they're just pretty much drawn into the military. So the generals and the majors and the lieutenants can have some fucking box, man, so they can have a piece of meat to pop. That's the only reason why they put you women in the military, because, hey, you put that AK in her hand, she freezes up. She ain't gonna bust it. So mainly when you go to the military, you're really just sent over there for spoils and for eye candy. Okay, they need to have sex over there too. You just over there really to just get fucked, and they know that. So all you military-minded women, man, you come back to the United States all proud and buff, but yet you was getting ran through over there in Afghanistan by your own goddamn military. What a disgrace, right? But it says, but differences between men and women can be clearly seen in childhood and when the effects of socialization are limited. But at resource, boys gravitate towards competitive team sports, while girls are sitting with their best friends sharing secrets and vulnerabilities. True. It says the best selling toys for boys tend to be weapons or violent video games. That's true. Both used by boys to fight each other. Facts. Best selling toys for girls tend to be dolls, which girls have conversations with that and nurture. True. It says, but the differences as in the sexes persist throughout adulthood, as clearly seen in the occupations each sex pursues. Men prefer fields with dealing with things, right? I prefer to deal with objects than people. I don't like dealing with people. Like the job I had, I didn't have to deal with people. I just went there, did my job, and bam. Only person I had to deal with was the imbeciles I was working next to, But other than that, I didn't have to deal with people. But it says, in fact, it says men prefer fields dealing with things, women prefer fields dealing with people. Yep. But in fact, research has found that this gender occupation gap is stronger in more egalitarian countries like the U.S. and Scandinavia, and weaker in developing countries like India. But one reason for this may be that wealthier countries afford their citizens the opportunity to pursue their passions, while people of poorer countries do whatever the bill pays. Okay, it says men and women have different passions, okay? And this is really good too. I could probably skim through this, but let me get a couple more precepts real quick. I don't want to be all drawn out. All right, so this is the book of and this all goes hand in hand. The capstone was really Jeremiah 31 and 22. But matter of fact, let's go to Corinthians 11. And I'm going to start at verses 1. It says, be ye followers of me, even as I also am of the anointed. But now I praise you, brethren, that ye remember me in all things, and to keep the ordinance as I delivered them to you. The ordinance are the commandments, okay, which cuts the Sakari, because they claim that the words of Paul ain't the words of the law. But if he said he followed Hamashiach, hey, the Lord represents the law, statutes, and commandments. So what are you talking about? That's a cut. It says, but I will have you to know that the head of every man is Yahweh Shai, and the head of the woman is the man, and the head of Yahweh Shai is the Most High Yahweh. Okay, so you women, your Yahweh Shai, your Savior, is your man. Okay, not one day in hell would I tell my power or my Savior, nah, I'm not doing that today. And it sure may be things I may not feel like doing, but I'll do them anyway because it's called obedience. Look it up. Okay, I may don't want to feel like going to speak. I may don't want to do a show today, but you know what? The Spirit, like, hey, we was in the synagogues daily teaching, so it's a commandment. Go out and push these shows. You know, you might don't feel like it. You may want to, sometimes don't feel like going to the camp, which I look forward to it. But you got them days that you just feel like you ain't going to be on fire in your speaking, but you go out there and you do it anyway. You know what I'm saying? And you learn to love what you do. Okay? You may not want to be bothered when it comes to brothers coming from out of town and shit like that. I mean, you know, it's a case-by-case scenario. You know, brothers understand like, nah, bro, this ain't a good week. But in certain cases, you got them instances that a brother may just have to come down and take care of shit. You got to deal with it. This is how it is. It's always shit you don't feel like doing, but you got to do it. You know? And going down here, verses 8, it says, for the man is not of the woman, but the woman of the man, right? Because the Most High created who first? The man. And it says, neither was the man created for the woman, but the woman for the man. So you were solely created for us. Okay, so you were not created to work for your employers. You weren't created to bring in kids by 20 different men. You weren't created to go to the clubs. You was not created for that. Okay, that's not how it is. The scriptures are saying it. Scriptures say be in subjection to your men. You were created to be in subjection to us. Okay, just like we have dominion over the animals of the planet. Okay, that's how it is. Even animals know that they are inferior to humans. Even the ones that can jack our asses up, they know. Okay, most animals, man, they do their best to try to avoid man. Even bears won't attack you unless it's hungry, unless you poses a threat to his family. Other than that, but black bear or brown bear, they see you, they're pretty shy. They won't come up to you unless they got a death angel on them, and it's destined for you to get taken out. But usually they don't, man. I mean, no damn cougar gonna break his neck to try to come up and fuck with you unless you in his habitat. You know. So that's the point I'm making. Okay. Going back to Sirach, the 42nd chapter, which is a good one, by the way, because, you know, we've dropped the ball a long time ago. Okay. But this is the book of Sirach 42. And I'm going to start at verses 8. It says here, be not ashamed to inform the unwise and foolish. Okay. Our people are foolish. They're unwise. They don't know. Okay. And when we try to tell them the truth, then it becomes ultimately a bitter or a pissing contest. It says, in the extreme age that contend with those that are young, that thou should be truly learned and approve of all men living. And the man that's living are the men in this truth, man. Okay, you have to approve and be approved by what we're saying, because we ultimately have the words of life. And this is not of our own, but it's of the Spirit that gave it to us, man. Okay, and it reads here, and it says, and the father waketh for the daughter when no man knoweth, and in the care for her taketh away sleep. And when she is young, lest she pass away the flower of her age, and being married, lest she should be hated. Right. And you women are actually being taught, you are being brought up to be hated, man, because I'm going to tell you like this. Most men hate they women, man. OK, and it's not like a I want to see you die. No, the hatred comes from a very strong dislike or disdain for your behavior, for your mindset, from your nature. That's what men are pissed off about. Men are tired of this shit. They're tired of feeling insignificant. They're tired of not getting what they felt that they put into. They're tired of being put off. They're tired of being cheated on. They're tired of being told they're not shit. They're tired of that, man. They're tired of being played. They're tired of not being listened to. Men are tired of that, man. And you women, you're not being brought up to be for men. You were supposed to be taught to be for a man, okay? Not a man for you. That's why I made the comment earlier. Oh, his mama raised him good. He don't disrespect women. That's some bullshit, man. You know, scriptures tell you that it's better for a man to be churlish, which means a rough around the edges. I mean, some of the most meanest niggas you can meet is more better than a courteous woman that got her fucking head in everybody's face, that wants everybody's approval. The scripture says it's better to be an asshole for a man than for a woman to be like that. And it's right in this damn chapter. Okay. It says here, unless she should be hated. And like I said, men hate you. Men despise you. Okay. It's too many gray areas with you. We despise our women at this time. I mean, you know, But it's all part of the curses. We love our women, but we despise them. But it says, in her virginity, lest she should be defiled. Most of you are defiled, and gotten with child in her father's house, and having a husband, lest she should misbehave herself. And when she is married, lest she should be barren. So the Lord don't have nothing good to say about you, man. And what's some form of misbehaving? Nigga, you ain't shit. Going out to the clubs, man, running around the streets, not staying put. That's misbehaving. So it says, keep a sure watch over a shameless daughter, lest she make thee a laughing stock to thy enemies, man. I mean, you got women out here that literally make their men straight up jokes, man. You come in the neighborhood, everybody looking at you. I just saw your woman at the club last night, man. She was dancing on some nigga. Where she got a body or two. Y'all broke up. She got a body on her now. 2-3 body. Nigga know how your woman is in bed. That's a shame. That's a shameful thing. And they wonder why the fucking black man is so goddamn mad and angry. Even Esau was getting angry at it because he know that it's messed up. But Esau's a cuck too. All right, it says, keep a sure watch over a shameless daughter, lest she make thee a laughing stock to thy enemies, and a byword in the city, and a reproach among the people, and make thee ashamed before the multitude. But my thing, I tell her like this. I say, you gonna make yourself look stupid before you make me look stupid. I want y'all brothers to think about that. You're gonna make yourself look dumb before you make me look dumb. You know what I'm saying? That ain't that's on you. You want to add bodies and shit to yourself, that's on you. Ain't got nothing to do with me. Shit, hey. But either way it go, you decide to make it right with that woman. She has that blot of shame on her that she would never tell you. But it comes out. It will come. Eventually it all comes out in the end. But it's neither here nor there. But that's the type of situation that us as men in the West are dealing with. Okay. So reading here, it says, these internet differences have huge social implications in a post-universal suffrage world. It says, always and everywhere has been men who build nations and women who enjoy the fruits of the civilization. That's facts. Nation building requires a set of skills, and they are that are a part of a man's DNA. Women have literally never built any nation or institution, and you have not. Yet women today claim equality with men and seek to hold roles traditionally held by men. And that's absolutely right. Like my brother's auntie, she's a vice president of a fucking bank. Are you serious? Because she went to college and shit. What kind of rods have she sucked and blood she's drank to get in that position? And she's a black woman, by the way. And her husband just left her last year. See how that works? See what happens, man? She's been with Vic for over 10, 15 years. And the only reason why my man Vic didn't leave her ass is because he had respect for my grandfather. Okay, my grandfather, he believed in that marriage to death do us apart. And the scriptures believes in marriage. Scriptures don't, the Most High hates divorce, man. Okay, I'm gonna just be straightforward. You really, you know what I'm saying? Scriptures say if your wife don't go as you please, if you want to do, you can put her ass out and you give her a bill of divorce. You can do that. But ultimately, the Lord really wants you to leave your woman in cases of adultery. Okay, she commits adultery. It's over with. And that's a heavy thing. You got women in the truth that's guilty of adultery right now watching this video. Okay, that's in the truth, that have men in the faith, okay, that's in the truth, that's guilty of adultery. Talking to other men on comment boards and stuff like that, inboxing them. A lot of women in Israel is doing that, especially at these other camps. But the Most High, man, he doesn't really, divorce is not at the top of the Most High's to-do list. It's breaking us up. That's not, you shouldn't get divorced. But like I said, the society, what can you do? You have mainly women you fuck. You don't really have wives on this side, man, because they're all destroyed. It's all out of order, man. We're all adulterers in the eyes of the Lord. But the good thing about it is it's all going to be fixed at the end of the day. And we will have our women back and things will be back in order. We ain't got to worry about this. This man will be in chains forever until he's destroyed. Okay. But anyway, it says, yet women today claim equality with men to seek to hold traditional roles. It says that track record in these roles are very poor. So the rise of feminism coincides with profound loss of national cohesion, weakening the rule of law, right? Because now you got laws that protect gay marriage. Now you have laws that protect feminism. You have laws that protect the TGs, okay? Domestic violence laws are amping up ever since the C-19 has picked up. They realize that a lot of men are beating the shit out their women. So now, you got to hire a lawyer just to beat a case with no witness against you. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, goddamn, you can't win here. You know, but it says weakening the rules of law and an explosion of public debt. Hence, it says the women, when men ruled the world, they were proud of their culture. It says the Romans forced the conquered Europeans to speak Latin and adopt the Roman customs. And that's where they get that term romance from Roman, the Roman Empire, okay, which is nothing more than America now, romance, right? No such thing. But it says, but when the U.S. emerged victorious from the World War II, the U.S. exported the American-style democracy and capitalism as the best paths to national prosperity. But a feminized world instead preaches multiculturalism, yes, and with all foreign cultures are celebrated as equal so no one feels left out. Right. Like, oh, well, you know, this guy, he was abused. He should. No, man, you put what you earned. Okay? I mean, it is what it is. It says, this is a vision of the world that reflects feminine insecurity and feminine ideals of equality. Right? Because if you get into it with somebody, the woman will ultimately come in and say, well, why are you aggressive? Well, why you in my business? You don't know why I'm doing what I'm doing or why I'm saying what I'm saying. Okay? It's just out of order. All right. And it says multiculturalism has transformed a close-knit communities into parcels of land shared by people who have nothing in common with each other. And thank the fucking devil, man. Okay. Honestly, you live by people that you can't even relate to. You got niggas on drugs, man. All type of, you can't relate to nobody like that. Half the time, that's the reason why nobody really communicates no more. But it says men has a fondness of rules that is not seen in women. It says the games boys play like baseball or Dungeons and Dragons tend to have significantly more rules than the games girls play. But rules are needed because it balances the interests of individuals and those of the group. But institutions built by men such as the military and church all have elaborate set of rules. While men base morality on adherence to rules they agree upon, women base it on empathy, right? Their emotions. You know, but anyway, I'm gonna end it there. I'm gonna give all praises and glory and honor that's due to Yahweh, Bashim Yahweh Shai, Bashim Rakakwadash, and with that, Shalom and a Baba Ball.